Greetings, this video is for Calc 2 for section 6.2, number 9 in our homework, which corresponds to our web assignment number 3 problem. So we're given that there's this region, and the region is between y squared equals 2x and x is equal to 2y. That's the region that we're given. And we're told that we're going to rotate that about the y-axis. Now the first thing I like to do is when I'm told about the y-axis, I like to write that in terms of how we think about it on the graph as x is equal to 0. And the reason for that is when I'm using the disk, or sometimes called the washer method, I always remember that if I'm rotating about x equals a number, then I want to integrate with respect to y. So it's the opposite. X is equal to a number, I'm going to integrate with respect to y. If I'm doing about y equals a number, then I'm going to integrate with respect to x. It's always the opposite. And so the y-axis is really x is equal to 0. So I'm going to use this first one. If I'm rotating about the x-axis, then I'm going to do y is equal to 0, which is this one down below. So I like writing it in terms of not about the y-axis, but about x is equal to 0. And then I can remember this handy little chart to, if it's x, a number, we're rotating it about, I do y. And if it's y, a number, we're rotating it about, I do x. Okay, so in this problem, I'm going to do with respect to y. So I'm going to write that. So this is rotating about an x thing. So my integral is going to be with respect to y when I'm finished. So then the first thing I do is solve each of these for things that I recognize. So y squared equals 2x. I made that y equals plus or minus the square root of 2x. And I drew that in. If I drew in the bottom part, it would look like this. And then I solved x is equal to 2y for y, which is y equals x over 2. And so that's this curve here. So those are my two curves. And I didn't need that bottom part, so I just erased that. And it left me with this shape on the top. So then what I have to do is figure out, well, where are the two places where this curve intersects? And so I did that by setting the two curves equal to each other. X over 2 is equal to the square root of 2x. And I solved that by squaring both sides. And then I subtracted the 2x from the right side over to the left side, making it equal to 0. Then I multiplied everything by 4, and I get x squared minus 8x equals 0. And I factored out an x, leaving me with x minus 8. So that means x is equal to 0, or x is equal to 8. So in point 1, when I put in x is equal to 0, I get 0 divided by 2, which of course is 0. And 2 times 0 is 0, take its square root of 0. So this is point 1 is 0, 0. And then point 2 is when x is equal to 8. So I put in x is equal to 8 and divide it by 2, I get 4. Or if I do 2 times 8 is 16, take the square root is 4. So that's my point, 8, 4. Okay, so now I just need to set up my integration. Again, remembering I'm going to do it with respect to y. So with respect to y, I'm going to be going this direction. So I'm going from 0 to 4 on the y things, from 0 to 4 on the y things. So that's what I did from 0 to 4. And then we have to multiply by pi. And then we do the out minus the in, and minus the out minus the in. So I labeled this, remember we're spinning it this way around. So this part is going to be the outermost part, so I labeled that R2 for out. And so then that is y equals x squared. That's that part. But remember, I want my function to have things in it that are y. So I need to solve this so that I'm having y things. So 2 times y equals x. So this is 2 times y. And then minus 0, that's this part, minus 0. So I'm going from here to here. This is 2 times y equals x minus 0. And then that whole thing is squared. And then minus, that comes from the formula minus. And then this one is y is equal to the square root of 2x. So I want that with just y things, so I solve that. And so I square both sides and then divide by 2. So I end up getting x is equal to y squared divided by 2 when I solve this for x. So I put that into my formula, and then minus 0, because I'm going from here to 0. And then I just need to evaluate that integral. Okay, I hope this helps. Please let me know if you have